I absolutely do not believe the hype in the Charlotte Hornets this year, and I think you're going to end up fighting for a top 5 pick in the draft. Even though this team has two players that I very much do like and I do enjoy watching, I am not a fan of this team, if only for their business practices. They brought somebody back this year who I will not name, but just know that I want that person sent off to the moon. This also may be a very short video comparatively to what I've been doing over the course of the last 30 days, only because I'm not sure that there's a whole lot to talk about. There has been this online swell over the last couple of weeks online where people are really believing in the ability of LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller and how they run this Hornets offense, and I just do not see it. Now, they picked up the Celtics assistant head coach to be their head coach. Congratulations. I think that that was actually a really good pickup. I think that he can bring some structure to the team. But when you're relying on LaMelo Ball and his injury prone history, I think it's kind of hard to establish some sort of culture and some sort of play style because your lead guard, your number one guy, is constantly in and out. He's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I think that Lonzo and LaMelo and even LiAngelo are some of the most talented basketball players on the face of the planet. And they are so fun to watch. Their style of play is so intoxicating to watch. We just don't get to watch it a lot. I don't want to say that he has the same sort of injury scares and injury issues that Lonzo does, but at this point, I think it's really difficult to argue anything else because I don't think that we're having a realistic conversation if we're saying that LaMelo plays 70 games this year. I think that we're really reaching if we say he plays 60. I think when you are the guy for a player, when you're the Northern Star player for this entire franchise, when you miss 20 games, that almost immediately eliminates you from playoff contention. And I don't think that no matter how good I think Brandon Miller is, I don't think that him at this young stage in his career is going to fix that. Now, this does lead me to my next point in Brandon Miller. We saw a lot of great flashes from him last year. I would love to see his playmaking ability be expanded on a little more. I know that LaMelo is going to be in and out of the lineup with whatever injury issue that he has. And I also know that Vasily Micic is going to take over some of that point guard responsibility, but I would love to see point forward Brandon Miller on this team. I think that he has all the tools. I think that he has the correct vision. I, unfortunately, last year watched a lot of Charlotte Hornets games, and even though they were getting blown out most nights, he did show a lot of sparks for me being able to be somebody who averages 7 assists a game. And again, I think that because of the fact that LaMelo is going to be in and out of the lineup, I really consider this being a grand opportunity for him to showcase his playmaking ability. Outside of those two things, there isn't a whole lot in Charlotte that I actually think is beneficial. I think that if we're being intellectually honest, we're talking about a bottom 3 team in the entire league, potentially fighting for a top 3, top 5 pick in the league. It is good, potentially, because the top 2 in this year's draft presumably is going to be Ace Bailey and Cooper Flagg, and I think that both of them could help this team tremendously, but I wouldn't get any of my hopes up. I think that, again, we're talking about a realistic scenario where LaMelo Ball misses 20 games this year, and there isn't anything else really to hitch your wagon to as far as a fan or anyone that's having hopes for him to make the playoffs or to play in. I think probably at the end of December, we're looking at this team and going, okay, who can we shut down to increase our odds of getting the number 1 pick in the draft? But who knows? I could be wrong. Do you believe the hype in the Charlotte Hornets? Let me know down in the comments below. Check my link tree while you're at it. Join the Discord. Be kind. Tell somebody you love them. I'll see you tomorrow.